Sinton waiting underneath it. And Barton will see it out of play. Two big Premiership matches this afternoon. I can tell you that Everton lead Coventry City by 1-0 at Goodison Park. Kevin Campbell the scorer. And it's now Wimbledon 0, Chelsea 2, with Gus Poyet adding to Tore Andre Flo's first half goal at Selhurst Park. Wimbledon 0, Chelsea 2. And Chelsea will move to within 2 points of the leaders Manchester United if they can win that match. The other semi-final at Villa Park this afternoon finished goalless, although Manchester United had a strong case for a disallowed goal during the course of that match at Villa Park. They will try again on Wednesday. Just over 53,500 inside Old Trafford this afternoon. Solano on the ball for Newcastle United. Tackled unfairly by Sinton. Claims he won the ball and uses its path away from Solano as evidence. Judge Paul Durkin awards the free kick. Dabizas is up to augment Shearer and speed. Tottenham have formed a two-man wall. Solana headed away by Campbell as far as gets by. Young did just enough. Got some help from Freud. It's a rather untidy match at the moment. It has been really since the closing stage of the first half. What has changed is the balance. Tottenham are on top for 20-25 minutes. Newcastle started to turn that. And they've done okay since the break. Young away.
Certainly think whether it's by design or accident, it certainly looks as if Newcastle try and focus all their attacks, if you like, away from the area Sol Campbell's defending.
Above Shearer, speed forcing it forward.
Yeah, he's played very much an anchor role, hasn't he, Gary Speed? I'm just thinking on that previous free kick, I think it was the first time I'd seen him go in the opposition penalty box. I'm sure if Spurs take the lead, you'll see Speed start gambling a lot more.
Barton fouled Armstrong. Barton who conceded a penalty against Tottenham on Monday night at St James's Park. Armstrong having his collar felt. Sinton and Giller over the ball. Campbell and Young forward from the back. Giller's free square of Sinton. In towards Campbell. Oh, there's a hand there, I think, in front of Campbell. It was Dabizas who went up. He holds his ear. I don't think it hit his ear. The referee does.
Oh, there's no danger. No, he's the luckiest man in the world at the moment.
Now, did Dabizas get a hand to Andy Sinton's free kick? We'll find out in just a moment, I think. Here we go.
It's a beautifully flighted ball, not even an argument. And there can't be any suggestion of accidental handball on that. That looks
Dabizas. What a let-off for Newcastle United. This is Armstrong.
Always amazes me when defenders do that, you know, and I think the reaction is he's aware of the fact there's a big aerial threat coming from Ferdinand and Campbell, and he is very, very fortunate the fact that, well, that he's side on possibly a goal down now.
Chris Armstrong saw it, Paul Durkin didn't. Chris Armstrong hasn't got a whistle. Hamann looking Sherwood and not the ball.
That for me is a booking. Hamann has had no intent. The ball's up in flight there. He's just looked at Sherwood and ran straight at him.
Tariko. Headed away by Hughes. Lee. On towards Ketspire. Tariko got back there. Campbell away. A free kick for Tarako's challenge on Ketspire. He looks amused, to say the least. Not the best from Sherwood. Solana. Here goes Shearer against Young. Young couldn't cut it out. It's Alan Shearer for Newcastle. Shearer! Blocked though. And eventually dealt with by Ian Walker. Just about the moment in last year's semi-final that Alan Shearer scored. One was enough against Sheffield United then. Here comes Griffin. Haman. Shearer. Couldn't quite control it as he wished. Away by Campbell. Throwing Tony as far as Haman. Clever for Lee. Tariko is the defender. Lee has beaten him but run into Freund. Dabizaz on the ball, the man at the centre of the second half's big moment. Lovely control from Ginola. They've got to him quickly though. Speed, Ketspire. Haman. Away by Young. Ginola. Solano has got it back for Ketspire. Fouled by Sinton, and here comes the first yellow card of the afternoon. Actually, Andy Sinton's 5th yellow card of the season will mean a suspension for him.
I think that's a culmination of some of the things that have gone before. There's certainly been challenges in the game as wild as that. But you just sense that the heat is starting to turn up a little bit in terms of, if you like, feelings, or whether it's tension getting through. In the space of a minute, we've seen, the handball at one end. I don't know, I thought a good chance for this fellow on the ball, Shearer.
Shearer setting up Barton. Good blocking again. Freund got in the way. Sherwood clear. Another look at the Dabizaz handball. Oh, he reached up for it. He was like locked forward in the line-out. Wrong stadium, mate.
You can imagine all the working men's clubs in Newcastle at the moment giving it, well, it was all in one hand, wasn't it? I mean, that was a blatant attempt. And you have to ask yourself why one of the officials hasn't seen it.
Well, the two working men's club in North London will have something to say about that too, I should think. One or two Conservative clubs anyway. Here's Dabizaz. Shearer. Got a run from Griffin to his right, taking on Tariko. Lee. Move has lost a bit of its momentum. Here's Griffin, who gave it the momentum in the first place. Corner kick.
Actually, young Andy Griffin's looked quite impressive when he comes forward. We know he's got the responsibility of having to look after Ginola, but whenever he's strode into the attack, he's always looked very, very comfortable.
Wobbly will take the corner kick. Dabizaz is up at the other end. Raised by Les Ferdinand, who's gone back with him. Griffin. Some pass that to Lee, like a shot. Lee controlled it well. Good cross too from Lee. Campbell up in front of Shearer. And here comes Sherwood now on the count of the Tottenham Hotspur. Sinton to Carr. Ginola.
One of the few occasions he's done wrong. He's held his position pretty well. I should think that's his manager's instructions, to keep the width. Normally when he doesn't see a lot of the ball, he tends to go off on like a walkabout.
Duncan Ferguson is an option for Newcastle United this afternoon. He hasn't been since just after Christmas because of injury. Ginola wandering again. Getting in across towards Chris Armstrong, just couldn't quite catch up with it, and the ball has gone out of play. It is a goal kick.
Yeah, may have reacted a little bit there, bit late there, Chris. I mean, it's a long time to see the cross. It was a long time in the air. I thought for any minute he was just going to keep it and nod it back into the danger zone.
Trying to break beyond Young, but Walker is well positioned on the edge of the penalty area.
Ketspire fancies his chances. Even when Lee was shaping on that ball, he was virtually pointing to the spot where he wanted it.
Dabizas wanted the ball to run out of play. Quite well, really, in the end. Under some pretty muscular pressure from Les Ferdinand.
He's played very well, Dabizas, particularly, as I say, since Howie went off. But you made a point, I think it was in the first half, when you said he's always prone to make a mistake, to do something irresponsible. Whether he's going to get away with his act of responsibility today remains to be seen, but certainly there's a rush of blood.
Schindler to Sinton. Opening it out a little bit here for Stephen Carr. It's opened up now for Carr. On he goes, now as a clip by Solano, up to your Finch as the referee. A very liberal sort of performance from Paul Durkin. It's helped the game. But there'll be one or two individuals who've got some arguments with them, I suspect, at the end of the game.
Oh, that's magnificent skill from Warren Barton. I don't think Paul Durkin was in a particularly good position to see whether that was a penalty or not. I mean, my own feeling was it just about wasn't.
Yeah, foul outside the box for me, but didn't even give the foul. Schindler couldn't keep his feet.
I tell you what, the ball will suffer at the end of the game. It's being popped about sort of electric pace. There's no dropping in the tempo of the game.
Shearer to Ketspire. To set off on one of those wriggling runs of his, instead finds command. Now Lee with Griffin going beyond him, and not much cover here for Tottenham. Lee trying to play Griffin in behind Tariko. It'll come for Ketspire. Oh, good challenge by Saul Campbell. Dabizas with a header down only as far as Sinton. And the game is bound to get a little bit more stretched now as we tick towards the final quarter.
I also think Newcastle are pushing more people forward. In the early part of the game, here's that incident again. He's certainly outside the box, and it probably should have been a free kick.
Sherwood tossed into the corner. It's an awkward one. Given has to come off limits to beat Ferdinand to it.
Yeah, I thought in the first half, or for a big part of the game, Newcastle were quite happy to just let the front two get on with it and play off them. Now they're committing people forward. Griffin started to raid.
Three-quarter time, still goals. Carr towards Armstrong, and a good jump by Andrew Griffin in front of him. Got the ball, he got a bit of Armstrong too as they clash heads, but very brave defending by 20-year-old Andy Griffin.
And that's a great deep cross there from Carr, and for all the world I would have thought Armstrong was favourite there, but as you say, brave, stood his ground, stood his strength, and seen the ball off into a safety area.
Derek Wright with the... I've got one of those for the garden, Derek. Seems to have revived young Griffin anyway, the squirter. Sherwood takes. Sticks with Given. He's actually one of only two visiting goalkeepers who have kept a clean sheet here this season, Shay Given, when Newcastle played Manchester United in November. His goalkeeping has been good today, his kicking is not. Pundits said this was a difficult semi-final to call, it still is. Even on the scoreline and largely even in the share of the game. Shearer. Barton. Speed. Lamont. Shearer. Up to Solano, to Shearer, who was ahead of him. Young is between them. Sherwood a bit tentative. Barton anything but. Shearer kept it in. Only for Luke Young. Here's Les Ferdinand. Nicked away by Ketspire. Turned forward by Dambazas.
When we're talking about Duncan Ferguson, seeing him warm up, the only thing I'd wonder a little bit, is it the sort of game for him? There hasn't been an awful lot of crosses from Newcastle. They haven't got into areas where they've been able to throw crosses in.
Any substitution now has got to be made with the possibility of an extra 30 minutes in mind.
I also wonder from Newcastle's point of view who they could bring off and keep a balance. I mean, Solano's probably the only player they could pull off, and yet he's done very well, I think. I certainly wouldn't think you'd make a swap Ferguson for Ketspire. Or you could put Ferguson on and put Ketspire in an area behind him. He still, to me, looks the man that's most likely to win it for Newcastle.
Ginola. Armstrong trying to make it awkward. Given punching away. Tariq will take the throw. Sinton was being held there by Solano, complaining to the referee. Was very well placed. George Graham's partnership with Stuart Houston was restored at the end of February. They actually met up here as Manchester United players in the early 70s. Shearer caught by Tarico, and the Argentine fullback is going to be cautioned.
Yeah, rightly so. He's strengthening his way through here, and Tarico, something you maybe learned in Buenos Aires or where it was. I mean, they are very good at that, just stepping across people's runs and blocking up for obstruction.
Only two Argentines have played in the FA Cup final. Tottenham fans won't need telling who they were. Ricardo Villa and Osvaldo Ardiles. Winners with Tottenham Hotspur in '81. Solano. In towards Speed! Oh, he got away from Sherwood, and that's as clear a chance as there's been in the game so far. And Gary Speed, such a good header of the ball.
Have a look
didn't hit the target.
Have a look at for cuteness. See where Shearer is there? He's walked Sol Campbell, the best header in their defence. He's walked him right away from the ball. He's got Campbell under the ball, and I wonder when Speed, who's brilliant in there, was going to start appearing in the penalty box. Should have done better, but that was highly intelligent. That's good strategy from both Shearer and I would expect the manager to have mentioned that beforehand.
Not too many chances for Pollock's team or for Graham's, and that was one. Armstrong trying to create another at the other end, couldn't. Man away, Lee helping it on to Griffin. Full of energy, Andrew Griffin. Lee. Speed. Barton. Speed on towards Solano. Strong challenge by Carr. Schindler trying to feed Sherwood, finds only Ketspire. We understand that Duncan Ferguson is imminent. Away by Campbell. Free kick has gone Newcastle United's way.
Also looks as if maybe Everson's coming on as well. He's just been given a nod from Stuart Houston. I'm a bit intrigued to see what changes he makes here then Lee Hullett.
I understand from Gary Newborn that Noel Solano is going to come off.
I just wonder whether he'll ask Gary Speed to play a little bit more on the left-hand side and try and get a few left-footed crosses in.
Duncan Ferguson's name being sung by the Newcastle United fans in anticipation of his long-awaited return. Solano, Lee. Haman. This is speed. Griffin. Gets by. Ferdinand just eased him off the ball.
He is a strength, isn't he? Ferdinand. Don't usually associate him as being a ball-winning midfield player, but...
Ginola, Ferdinand. No foul. Speed got the ball. Haman. There goes Ketspire against Campbell. Ketspire's held him off. Support from Speed. They're away by Carr. Back in by Barton. Carr trying to win the ball. Has conceded a free kick here. It was right on the edge. Anyway, Duncan Ferguson, who hasn't played for Newcastle since December the 28th, has had a hernia operation in the meantime, and one comeback game behind closed doors against junior opposition on Wednesday, is in the semi-final.
He couldn't come on and do the inevitable or the impossible with his first touch, could he?
And out of the semi-final goes David Ginola, with 14 minutes still to play, replaced by Stefan Everson. And as we digest all that, Newcastle United have an opportunity. Both Shearer and Haman are good strikers of the ball. Ferguson is waiting inside the box, hasn't touched the ball yet. Shearer.
Good effort, but comfortable for Walker. Sinton will go and play on the left wing, where he's happier playing out there, certainly more natural to him. And I think Everson will just be given a free roll to come from midfield.
There is Ferguson. Haman. Speed. Whoops. Kicked it against himself, then got walloped by Sherwood. Familiar chant inside the stadium. United. This time refers to Newcastle United. Oof. That was a flying challenge by Griffin. Andy Sinden felt that. It was a wild tackle. And what will Paul Durkin's response be? It is yellow. It's the worst challenge of the match then. Sinton, the recipient. Well, he's right against the kicking foot, in fairness to Griffin, but it was rash.
It's to do with what's going on at the moment, you know, the heat of everything. He'll be unhappy, he's been pulled off for a
Doesn't half look like you, Ron, you know.
He used to, when he was younger.
When he used to use the L'Oreal, they do.
The lorry. Tell you what, that's a bit of, psychologically, I mean, that's a bit of a lift for Newcastle. They've seen, particularly the young kid Griffin, he's seen Ginola off. He'd have accepted that before the game, I'm sure, but I've got a lot of time for his replacement, Everson. I think he's a very, very big talent. Well, he's spent most of his time for Tottenham up front, but I can remember seeing him play for Rosenborg, where he played an awful lot in midfield.
He was left out at Barnsley for the quarter-final, left out again today. Made the winner in the Worthington Cup final with a surging run down the right-hand side. Armstrong. Throw-in has gone Newcastle's way. Freud. Armstrong. Here's Everson. Crossed in towards Ferdinand. And headed out of the hands of his goalkeeper by Aaron Hughes.
He had no choice there, Hughes, Joe Hughes. He couldn't take a gamble on whether Given was going to make it. And he's helped Gary Speed out there, because I thought Gary Speed was painfully slow coming out to close down Everson.
Everybody in a Tottenham shirt was waiting for Ginola to take the corner. And eventually Tim Sherwood is going to deputise. Plenty of options here now with Everson on. It's all the way back to Freund to volley. Well, it was a careful volley by Stefan Freund. He was trying to pick his spot as it fell to him. And the spot he picked was a yard and a half wide of Shay Given's left-hand post.
Yeah, he's unlucky there. He's trying to measure it. He's trying to be perfect with his technique.
And 10 minutes away from extra time.
I tell you what, look at Les Ferdinand. He hasn't, in all fairness, put a threat on him at goal much today. But he has worked, he's tackled, he's competed. It's similar to his performance in the semi-final of the Worthingtons, when he did so well against Wimbledon.
Barton in towards Shearer, headed down towards Lee, inviting Griffin to come forward. Ferguson's there, Shearer waiting, Young away.
Well, that's the 1-2 Rude's looking for. Normally he's looking, when you talk to Rude Hullington, he talks about 1-2s, he's talking about nice little things between the feet and things like that. Now he's talking about a ball to the far post, Ferguson a knockdown, and Shearer latching on. Toshak to Keegan, as it's known in the game.
Speed to Butt. Speed to Haman. Now Dabizas. Griffin. Shearer. Lee. Ketspire. Haman. Speed. By a car. Gary Speed.
Well, the game's ebbed and flowed, and now it looks again as if Newcastle are starting to control the pace and tempo of the game. They're getting more of the ball. They're not really putting a threat on goal at the moment, but they're keeping plenty of possession. What they must try and do is work it deep in, get some crosses, and if they're going to employ Ferguson to his fullest use.
We are ticking towards the nervous 90s, though, the last moments of a semi-final. Nobody wants to make a mistake from here on in.
You play sensible now, don't you?
A lot of these players playing tired, too. This is Everson. On towards Armstrong, buffeted by Dabizas.
That should be a booking. That's got to be a booking. That's the equal of Tariko's. Similar sort of thing, the same type of obstruction.
Free kick has been given, no yellow card. Now the man who won the Worthington Cup final in the very last minute, Alan Nielsen, is going to be introduced, and Andy Sinton, Tottenham's first substitute, is limping off. Nielsen, who has been mainly a substitute since Tim Sherwood came to the club a couple of months ago. But he's got a goal at the World Cup finals to his name for Denmark. He's got a Wembley winner to his name for Tottenham. And he does have an eye for a goal. Sherwood will take this. Ferdinand arriving. Ooh, it's right down to Nielsen, hit by Freund in the end. Haman's headed down to him, or Ferguson's, I should say. This is Campbell, away by Ferguson, now by Haman. Chris Armstrong, beaten semi-finalists with Crystal Palace not too long ago, away by Dabizas as far as Tim Sherwood. In towards Ferdinand, trying to link up with Everson. More by accident than design, really. Tariko, Tottenham pressing. 6 minutes remaining. In towards Ferdinand, couldn't get a touch, and it found its way all the way through to Shay Given. for it to Armstrong. Nielsen. Dabbies us away. Here comes Griffin. Now Shearer. Campbell the defender. A man and Ferguson are in the middle.